Welcome to Survival on a Budget Made Easy. Your home for all the info you need to know when you're just trying to survive on a budget. This is a Ruger Bearcat, new model, chambered in .22 long rifle. If you want to learn more about it, I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to Survival on a Budget Made Easy. Like I said, this is the Ruger, new Bearcat. I don't really know if there's an old Bearcat, but it's what it has on the frame right here. Ruger new Bearcat. It's calibered in a .22 long rifle. The barrel is 4.20 inches long. It's made out of alloy steel. It's a 6-shooter. Overall length is 9 inches and weight is 24 inches. The MSRP on it is $639. Now this is a single action only revolver, which means you gotta pull the hammer back, pull the trigger to fire it. Hammer back, pull the trigger to fire it. And it is a cowboy gun where you have to load one. Put your hammer back, a cock, and you load a shot, turn it, load a shot, turn it, load a shot. Then after you shoot all your rounds, to unload it, there's a little lever here that activates the plunger and it pushes out the empty shell casing. You can remove the cylinder by pressing down on this button here, pulling this rod out. Okay, it's pretty simple to disassemble. Now, I don't know if this would be actually good for like home security. Once again, it's up to you what you want to shoot. I ain't telling you what to use or what not to use. But I think the single action only is going to be a little slow for you. I guess if you practice long enough, you'll get faster with it. But I heard like if you have it loaded and you bump the hammer back here, it can accidentally fire. I'm not too sure about that. But we're going to go ahead, take it out to the range, and see how it functions. Okay, let's go ahead and take a closer look at loading this. I'm going to be shooting the Federal copper-plated long rifle hollow point. Okay, you got to pull the hammer back, a click. That releases the cylinder. Open up your door, stick one in, turn it. Close your door. Now, they say about leaving a chamber empty because of the hammer issue of it firing if you bump it. They also say about leaving it like halfway in between a cylinder. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to load it, keep it down. So let's go ahead and see how it fires. I got my earplugs in. Let's go ahead and see how this works. Pulling the hammer back. That one's a little low. Let's bring it up a bit. Okay, let's go down here and get the target. Okay, I went down and I got the target. I'm shooting at about, I don't know, maybe 30 feet. But my first shots were low. then right here's my last one. And they ended up coming closer together. So I think with practice, it's going to be a really accurate firearm. Now, I don't know if you can see it. They do have a nice little design on it, on the cylinder. The action in it is smooth, a lot smoother than what I thought it was going to be, I should say. And I think it's just one of those things I have to practice with and get used to operating it. But the question is, home security, personal protection. I mean, I think it's a nice little starter gun, you know, just to get used to operating a gun. It not having a safety, and the fact that if you bump the hammer, it could go off, really bothers me. Because I know they make other revolvers in this style. Heritage Rough Rider is one of them, 22 long rifle. And they actually have a safety on it, which I really like. You'll probably be seeing that in a future video. I'll probably be getting that. The construction on it, I mean, it's a beautifully designed gun. It really is. It suits nice. I mean, I like the grip on it for the most part. I mean, my pinky's kind of hanging off. But for the most part, I like the grip. But the price is really getting me. $630, something like that. You might be able to find it for around $550. I really don't think it's worth that much. Maybe $400 at the most, $300. If you want a cowboy shooter, just a plink, it's a great gun. But I think you can find different cowboy shooters for a lot cheaper. So the only negative thing I'd say about it is the price. Would you want to use it for security, home security? There's a big controversy in the gun community. Is 22 long rifle good for self-defense? Some people say yes, some people say no, so you gotta weigh that option. But if you're in a stressful situation, you're really gonna have to practice to make it work. But if it's something you want just to do a little planking on, 22 ammo is cheap. Home security, it's going to be your call. But the gun itself overall, if it wasn't for the price, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 5. Since the price is so high, I'm going to say it's about a 4 out of 5 star rating. So, do me a favor, click on that subscribe button somewhere in one of these corners. And as always, thank you for watching.